Welcome back, family. Welcome to the Reiki Healing Hope Community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica, a Reiki master and intuitive, and today we have a special You Choose June healing session. It is for peace in times of turmoil. A lot of you all asked me about grief, universal love, and all of these things. So this is really a healing to bring the energetic vibrations up during these times. Also wanted to start by letting you know that before we get to that, this is a sponsored video today. So it's sponsored by Keen. Keen is a network of psychic advisors. They've been around since 1999. They've had over 50 million conversations. I've used them for the past year. I first learned about them because I was watching a Luna Nate video and she was talking about her experience. I was like, let me go ahead and try that out. And so it's to sign up. It's just really simple, and you can ask anything. They break down the advisors based off of like their gifts. You can ask love, career, finance, life, spiritual stuff. And so new users get the first 5 minutes for $5. Cool. Advisors are as low as like $1.99. They're available 24/7, 100% satisfaction guarantee. And like really my experience has been so great with them. The first time I used them, my advisor said to me, like, your passions, like they're gonna because I was talking about building communities, and at that time I was only working with Reiki Healing Hope, and they were like, your different passions are gonna come to be. I'm like, what are they talking about? I only have one thing, only have one thing I'm focusing on. And then a year and a half later, I'm like, oh, they were talking about all this other stuff. And I've had another time where I had an advisor really walk me through a toxic friendship that I really was struggling to exert boundaries over. And they were just very kind and understanding. And the last time my Saturn return is happening. So I was like, sis, what do I need to pay attention to? And like, we got to kind of vibe on that level. It's just like really great. I can't, hype it up anymore. So try it out. Go to, trykeen.com/Reiki Healing Hope and leave in the comment section what your experience is, because I love to know what you're up to and what you're going to. And I think it's really nice. It's available 24/7. So whenever you need someone, they're definitely there to help. So let's go ahead and get into the healing. So we're gonna do some healing for peace in times of turmoil, and we're going to incorporate some crystals. We're going to use some sage because we really want to get everything nice and purified. And so we're going to go into our prayers shortly, and I just want to say, how are you all doing? Life has been very tough with COVID, with protests, rightfully so. You all know I'm a Black gay woman, so I'm not about to be silent about those kind of things. And number one, before I even finish, thank you everyone who checked in on me. You were so sweet, and I really appreciate it. And just checking in on you as well, as we are a community, a very diverse one, and we are here to raise the highest vibrations. So as we start out the channel, as we start out our practice, we start with a video. It is a video to connect us, especially during these times. So do I have your permission to say a prayer? I was going to say to say a video, to say a prayer. Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascendant Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Yamonja, Oshun, and all the Taurus. Please connect us to the Archangel, Spirit Guides, Spirit Animals, our lineage, and all for our highest vibrational good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience, bringing us forth as a community, as a global community towards a higher vibration. I say all of this in the name of I Am Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So I feel really called to whip out the rose quartz, because the rose quartz is definitely something for love. And so I'm just going to start by just scanning it over you and just giving you that experience of love, to know that I love you, you are loved. And even in times of turmoil, that love is still possible. I think sometimes it is easy to focus on the wrong things, or focus on the things that are lower vibrational, instead of the beauty, which is all of these people coming together to stand up for something. And nobody organized it. There's people organizing on a local level, but nobody said, we're all gonna meet at this one time. But yet we know from the universal consciousness, the universal collective, that many people just all over are just getting up and feeling called to take an action. A lot of times people, like how grassroots are, people who have been disenfranchised or marginalized, are coming together and standing up, and allies are showing up as well too. So I think that if that is not a beautiful thing to see, people coming together, this is also a time where we need to be as safe as possible, especially with COVID-19, as well as the reality of police brutality and just needing things to change. And it starts internally with ourselves by checking our own microaggressions, as well as, honestly, at the end of the day, checking our own healing. If a person is not happy, they can't produce happy scenarios. And that's everybody, period. We all have to look inside ourselves and do the hard work of finding that healing to make us whole. Because as they say, hurt people hurt people. And a lot of times people can say things that are offensive and not even realize that they're doing it, because that's not their intention. And so it takes a lot of self-work, a lot of self-love work, to learn about different cultures, different understandings, so that, a person is not racist, a person is not xenophobic, they're not homophobic, transphobic, that they're not able-bodied shaming, and, all of these things. It's a part of what the age of Aquarius is talking about, us needing to elevate. There doesn't need to be anymore a reason to marginalize people. We have so much food. It's crazy. The US has so much food, and it has to subsidize the price of certain things like beets, in order to give farmers, mostly big farms, but farmers, i.e. big companies, but farmers, the ability to sell it for a good price. But there should be no reason for hunger. So, whatever's coming up for you, just bring it to the forefront and allow it to let go. I also want to go right there to your heart chakra. And if there's something that really is calling you, or calling to you, some social justice issue, or something that you're just passionate about, I want you to use this. I'm going to take my hand behind you. I want you to use this moment to activate your heart. I want you to use this moment to connect with that purpose and decide to take an action, whatever the action is, whether that is just having a conversation with those around you, whether that is just peacefully, sharing your experience. And at the end of the day, every person plays their role regardless. That's what the energetic connection lets us know. But we still have to do the work to bring us forth as an entire, species. And we can't stop. We have to keep going, and we can do it together. Okay. So I'm just going to put a protection aura around you and really work on your aura, because I want you to feel protected. I know for our friends out there who really struggle with anxiety, depression, mental health, that these times can be very, very tough. So you may feel like you want to do more, but just trying to balance your own mental health is tough. So number one, always, always, always check in with your own health first and help any way you can, whether that is donating money, donating time, whatever you can do, just making sure that your mental health is number one. Sometimes you got to take a break from everything. But at the end of the day, these things are not to hurt you. They are to fuel you to make a change, to be the change. How many people today are going to decide to be police officers because they want to see the change? How many people are just going to decide that they want to be more politically active because they want to see the change? How many people are going to decide that they want to be healers because they want to see the change? There's so many things. This moment is a powerful moment, and I don't want you to internalize it in a negative way. I want you to use it as fuel for whatever you need, for you to be able to connect your own communities, to be courageous enough to create your own communities of love and higher vibrational experiences. And finding peace starts within the self first. You have everything you need to be peaceful, regardless of what's going on in the world. You have the right to feel that way. You can have the deep connection to what you see going on, but you have the right at times to disconnect and to be at peace. But you're also being called to do something. So make sure you do something. You are the leader that we need to see, that we need to connect with. So really feel empowered. Don't feel, disempowered by things. Feel like, okay, I hear it and I'll do whatever I need to do in order to make this a beautiful world. I had someone say to me, going in with the rose quartz, I had someone say to me, why would someone want, to bring children into this evil world? And I thought about it, not to get too political, but I thought about it and I was like, I don't feel like this world is evil. I don't feel like this world is bad. I feel like this world has made great humanitarian advancements, but there's still work to go. And just because there's work to go doesn't mean, as they say, you throw the baby out with the bathwater. It just means that some people have to step up in new ways. The ways that people have in the past helped us and elevated us and brought us so much peace, and as in gender, as women, or if you are outside of the confines of male and female, all of the people who are doing work and continue to do work, it just may be an opportunity, a call that the universe is saying, now it's your turn to step up and just keep it going. And whatever it is that is important to you, environmentalism, all of these things, I can't help but notice the very scary comparison between the I can't breathe and how we are on this planet. How are we taking care of this planet? How are we suffocating this planet? And a lot of times, people of color, specifically in the US, have higher rates of asthma. So, race and environment are definitely connected. Gender and environment are connected. All of these things have this intersectional point of view. And so I try not to get too political, but I think for me to be silent and not say something would be doing a disservice, because number one, it's not my personality. I'm always going to be loving. I'm always going to be light. But that's been my individual journey, as a healer and as a person of color, as just a human being, having and gone through all of these experiences. And I apologize if I'm talking too much. So going in now with the obsidian on the throat. Okay. Good job. I just want to empower you all to know that wherever you're at in life, you are enough. That the gift of love and light is so important. And I actually had someone ask me, do you want to do a podcast? And I thought about it and I was like, yes, but what do I want to talk about? And I really think that one day when it happens, I'll probably talk about, that intersection between the spiritual journey and as well as, the social justice journey. It's been very interesting. I've seen the discrimination as a yoga teacher. I feel like in the energy healing space, I notice things, but I'm kind of more distant because I'm able to kind of create my own communities. That's really how I got around certain things. Instead of asking people for permission, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna create my own. That's pretty much what I do most of the time. But I notice what's going on from, my friends and things like that. It's very interesting because healers are very, very loving people. But everybody, needs to do work. I need to do work. I am a, US born person. So the privilege that comes from being a US citizen in comparison to some places in the world, it also comes with some needing to continue to, educate yourself. So we all carry these, privileged and oppressed aspects of ourselves, but it's just making sure that we leverage our privilege in order to help, to heal, to bring forth, to call out, to own who we are, as well as in those times of our oppressed identities, we have the courage to speak up and, understanding as if you are coming from a privileged place, to create platforms for those to speak up. And if you are coming from a place of being marginalized, having the courage to and lean on those allies. Lean on their platforms. I mean, it's real. It's real. I know that you all saw my post that Karuna Satori had put up. I was like, okay, sis, I'm gonna go ahead and let you do that. Go ahead and do that work and call it out. But just saying that everything is of love and everything is of light. So, my apologies if I spent too much time talking and less of silent healing, but I just wanted to verbalize that I'm here for you all and that we are going to get through it, and that this is an empowering time to inspire you to make your next move, whatever it is. Whatever it is, you might have been wanting to do a career change, and this is what motivates you to do it. So I really, really want you to have that experience. So let's go ahead and continue with the healing. Okay. So family, you did a fantastic job. I'm going to close you up, seal you with the sign of the infinity, giving you love, light, and understanding. And I say all of this to say that if no one has said it, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, and I love you. Take care of yourself. So until next time.